Our predictions for the Mexico E-Prix.
Yes, now everybody, it's Kyle and Corey once again on current lap. We are doing our predictions like Kyle just said, and I'm going to win this week. I'm confident. No silly Gunther predictions this week. It's going to be, balls to the floor, whatever it is. That's not the right words. But yeah, we're going for it. Let's go.
Yeah, the current scores on the door is 7-3 to me. I feel like I got very lucky in the group stages, and the rules have changed, and I will discuss that in a minute. But last race back in December, which is last year now, was absolute. It was crazy, wasn't it? It was absolutely crazy. I was told...
Oh, what a race.
I was told I was foreshadowing Marty's crash by predicting as long as he doesn't have a big crash, I'll be okay. And then he had one of the biggest, probably, crashes we've seen in the recent years. You voted Ericsson to be the blunder and the depleted driver, and he's really showed you up, which is, really shown how Sao Paulo was a big race. But I just want to do a big shout out to Griffin, who predicted a better score than me and you, Corey. They scored 8 in the point system, which outscored us, which is fantastic. So in this show, we do want you to get involved. So there is a comment below where you can copy and paste our template and you can get involved. The rules have changed slightly. These are the new rules. What we've had is a points change in the groups. So now we only score 2 for the correct instead of 3. So we can make way for a new points option for us to pick the winning team, which allows the loser of the championship out of me and Corey to go first. That's kind of where that one's coming in at the very end. So, and now because we're on technically the first race where the duels are done by the standings, Corey is going with Group A today and I have Group B. We can't steal each other's results until we get to the podium and Energized Driver and Depleted. So one question I've got for Corey before we start: how many podiums will it take for Gunther to have for you to buy a Gunther shirt or a DS Penske shirt?
As in, how many podiums to get this season?
Yeah.
Or just overall?
Just this season.
This season?
Yeah.
How many Gunther podiums this season for me to wear a Gunther shirt?
Yeah.
I'll go 3.
3. Oh,
3.
That's quite feasible.
Because he doesn't, like I said in the last episode, Kyle, Gunther, he's nowhere for 7 weeks, and then all of a sudden he gets 2 wins in a row.
Yeah.
And then he's vanished again. So I'm telling you, right?
But if
Gunther,
he wins a
3
double
podiums.
header, though, he could win it the next day as well. So yeah, I like that.
No chance, Kyle. But if he does get 3 podiums, then someone can buy me a Gunther shirt.
You can buy yourself one. So we'll get started then. So these are the orders of the drivers. So on the left is Corey's group, and on the right is my group. So I've got B, you've got A. If you're joining in, pick a group, and if you want to score along, you can do. So we'll go with Corey. Who is your 4th position in the qualifying stage?
So my 4th in the duels, I've gone for last week's winner, Jake Dennis, or last week, whenever it was. I've gone Jake Dennis, Kyle. I simply because he's in form. We've only had 1 race. We only have that to go off for this new. Is it the new Gen, or is that next year?
That next Gen 4 is like this year theoretically, but yeah, we've only got the Gen 3.5 as they call it.
Yeah. So I'm just basing it off form. I just think he'll get in there. I haven't put him first because, when does that ever happen in Formula E where the same person's in it the second time in a row? Not often.
Well, he didn't win it last time. He only got it because Pascal Wehrlein. I think Pascal Wehrlein still got pole position, but he got demoted because of his 3-second time penalty. But
yeah, I just thought base it off form. We've only had 1 race, so there's only 1 race to go off in form. And I just went Jake Dennis. I think he'll be solid.
It's a good shout. Yeah,
I've put him 4th.
So for my 4th, because I think I've got the harder group. I don't know. Looking at the lists, it was quite interesting. And my 4 drivers were kind of my obvious picks. But for 4th, I've gone for Mitch Evans. Obviously, love it. Sporting the Jag colours, and I think he was unfortunate in Sao Paulo hitting the barrier. Obviously, he didn't win it like he did the year before that. But I just think that Mitch Evans is a very consistent driver. And I think, let's go for him.
Interesting. You think the Jag colours are white and gold, Kyle?
Well,
when you're doing the
it's the closest thing you can get.
But Right. So moving on to my second pick. Sorry,
Third.
cheeky itch there.
Your second pick, third place. Getting my confused now.
Yeah, third place. Sorry, yeah, third place. I've gone for Taylor Barnard, Kyle. I think he was. Where did he come last time?
13th.
Yeah, he was 13th. So I just feel like he's going to have a better weekend. So I think in the list that you've given me, I think Barnard will have a good go in Mexico.
That's what I mean, though. I think your list was a lot harder. I think there's a bigger spread of drivers, as on the even side of the championship. I believe there's quite a few standouts, and then there's kind of some that will get into the points, but they're not as mixed as yours. But yeah, Barnard's a good shout because he's in a new team.
Yeah.
So, and the first race he was just bedding in. I think it's a good shout. Yeah. For my third position, I've gone for someone who was very unfortunate in Sao Paulo, and that is Dan Ticktum. The Porsche powertrain is just something else, especially at the beginning of the season. It's looking very strong. A lot of the Porsche cars in the top end, and he is, a pretty good driver, so I'm going to put him as my third position. What about your second position?
Second in the duel, I've gone for... Was he second in the race last time? Nick Cassidy. I just think he's been on form for the last 5 or 6 race weekends. I know that stems back to last year in June, July time, but I just think he's been solid, and I don't see why he shouldn't be in the duels in the fight for the top spots in the duels. So it's a safe bet, I think.
Yeah.
So I've just gone for Nick Cassidy in second.
Consistent Cassidy, I think we should call him. He came third in the race, but because he's obviously on your side of the championship. But yeah, it's definitely a good shout to do. I think Cassidy's one of those where I think no one knows where Citroen is at the moment. Obviously, they were Maserati last year, which was kind of a mid-team, but to put yourself in third position in the first race shows, and with his extra consistency boost, I would say it's a good shout. My second, I've gone for the world champion, which of course is Oliver Rowland. I really did think he was going to flop at the start of the season. I just thought he was, but I was completely wrong, as I got him as my depleted driver, and I was completely wrong. So, but Oliver Rowland I think is quick, but I don't think he's the fastest in my group. Who are you picking for your fastest in your qualifying session?
I've gone for a bold one, Kyle. As we like to do on this channel. Some might argue it's not a bold call, though, but I've gone for Jean-Eric Vergne.
Ooh.
In the other Citroen.
Yeah.
I just think I just like throwing in a bold call, and I think Jean-Eric Vergne, he's proven that he can drive Formula E cars very, very well, as we know. But I just think it's gonna, something's gonna open up for Citroen. They had a great first weekend. I think that he will be the one to out-qualify everybody in the duel. Well, be top of the duels section. So it's a bold call. Is it a bold call? I don't know, but I've gone for Vergne. I just think you might do it this weekend.
And is Vergne your new Gunther for this weekend then? That mad flop, what is it?
We will find out later on.
Yeah, it's a good shout. I mean, it's still early days in the season. Obviously, last race we kind of saw a bit of form from the Porsches and stuff, but Citroen are here to win, and they do have 2 experienced drivers. So this track isn't as challenging as I think as some other fresher ones to the season, but yeah, it's definitely bold. I'll give you that. You could have put them in 4th, but first, I like it. No extra points there if they score. For my first, I've gone for who I think is probably the most consistent pole scorer to date, really, which is Pascal Wehrlein. I think the Porsche is quick. He is quick. He knows what he's doing around that track as well. And I know last year Da Costa had a little bit of a vendetta on him on that race, but that is still a very Pascal track. I see it. So that is who I'm going for. So I will put up on screen now Corey's Group A and my Group B. I know Corey's been calling it duels, but we're just doing who gets into the duels, and that's how we score our points. So yeah, it's going to be a good one.
Sorry, yes. Yeah, it's the group stage bit. Yeah, I've just said who's getting into the duels.
It's still new language for both of us, really, and and I hope that pick a group and join in as well. If you want to do A and B, you can do. That's not a problem. As Corey is the A group, he gets to pick his pole position out of all of the 20 drivers, so he can pick from A or B. Who do you think is going to get on pole?
Well, I'm going to follow on from your conversation just now and put Pascal Wehrlein there
Oh
because
no.
that's consistency is key in Formula E. And am I right in thinking that Pascal Wehrlein has had some successful qualifying battles in Mexico
Yeah.
in previous years? So I thought it was a no-brainer, to be honest, and he showed that he could be quick in Sao Paulo. So I've gone for him, and he wasn't in my selection, so I couldn't put him in my selection for duels, but I think he'll do it he'll do it again in Mexico and put it on pole.
I had a slight suspicion you were going to take Verline, and I should have put a backup one knowing that you could have done that. But because you've been bold, I'm going to be a little bit bold. I'm not fully bold, but I'm going to be a little bit bold, and I'm going to go for Muller as my pole position. Sticking with the Porsche, I think it's the flagship car. It's to me, it's the fastest on the grid still. And I think Muller does have some talent. He showed that he was pretty good last race, and he's bedded into that team, which I call the pressure cooker. So I'm going to go for Muller for my pole position. So
that's a good bold call, Kyle. I wouldn't say that's like a mini bold call. I'd say that's a
Okay.
Corey level boldness.
Okay, I'll take a Corey level boldness. Our pole positions are locked in. I now get to pick the Energized Driver. Anyone who's new to the show, that's kind of who we think's going to do just kind of the best. It doesn't have to be like first place or anything, as long as they do like.
It's basically essentially who's going to have a good weekend.
There we
It's
go.
basically we're basing it on who's going to have a good weekend, really.
Yeah.
Not necessarily the winner. It might be one of the backmarkers doing well, like last week for Maloney, for example. Like I had him as my Energised last time, and I think I
you
deserved the
definitely
points
scored
for
some
that.
points for that. I think you
Yeah,
did.
so that's basically what we're basing this on. And Kyle, who've you chosen?
So I was looking at the stands when I picked this because we want this category to really bring in all 20 drivers. I've gone for one I didn't think I would ever write down, but sometimes they're the ones you have to do. And I've gone for Buemi. So in the Envision, because I think he put himself in the points, and I know there was a lot of chaos, but I was like, do you know what? That's really respectful. I like that. I want to see it again. So he is my Energized Driver. So I hope he gets back into the points this weekend. So
Good luck to him.
Yes, very good luck to him. Who is your Energized Driver?
Well, similarly to my last Energised Driver, I've gone for someone. Well, I based it on the fact that it can't get any worse. And obviously, last week I chose Maloney. Well, I've chose Tictum this week.
Okay.
It literally could not have got any worse for him. He had 2 drive-throughs, got clattered. I think you can't really get any worse than that. So I just think that he's. And obviously all the media stuff that goes around where it's like, Dan Tictum can't control himself with media and he needs PR training. I love it. I love the fact that there's a fiery personality in Formula E. So I think he's going to be fired up for the Mexico E-Prix. So I've gone for Dan Tictum this time, Carl. I think he's.
It's a good choice.
He's got a point to prove.
He was in a strong position last race, and he was only really on the rough end of the stick, if that's a phrase. I don't know, but from the Mortara de Vries coming together, and I think it was that, and then he got the rear puncher. So I think he's a good shout. He's a safe bet, and because he can do, it is quite easily 2 points if he scores where he should score. So it's not a bad shout. So that's your best one of the week. Who's your worst? Who's your depleted driver?
I think your pole position is going to bin it in the wall. I've gone Nico Muller. I just had to pick someone who I didn't think would do as well.
Yeah,
and
it's a good shout.
I think I don't really like picking my depleted driver because I don't want anybody to do terribly.
No.
But I have to pick one, and I picked Nico Muller this time. But I'm quite glad you said you're putting him on pole because we don't hate Nico Muller around here. We actually quite like him.
But that's what I like about this. The chaos the sport gives you. Like, I can pick one and you're like, nah, he's rubbish. And then you can pick one and you're going to love my depleted driver, honestly.
It's all right if he sticks it on pole. If he bins it in the wall, he's depleted. So, But yeah, I've gone Nico Muller. I had to pick somebody. I'm going to be saying that every week. I had to pick somebody.
Yeah.
So I've just gone Nico Muller this week.
It is hard, isn't it? Because it's quite a level playing field. So to really give them the sticker of, oh, that was a bit rubbish. It's not a fun task to do, and I'm going to give you my depleted driver now, which might shock a few of you, if not all of you. But I've gone for consistent Cassidy. I just think that it was fluke. I just think well done, and if he is consistent, and he was when he was back at Jag, so yeah, I think it's probably why he got into the positions he did in the car he has. But I just think, nah, that can't happen again. I think that was just pure luck. Sao Paulo likes to be a bit of a mixing bowl, and the cake it provides is always chaotic. And I just think he was just right place, right time. But yeah, I think Cassidy won't do as well. I'm not going to give a number because we judge it after the race on who we think deserves depleted drivers or not. So, but yeah, that is my depleted driver. So we're now onto the podium. This is where we can start. Well, we can steal each other's results anyway, as you've seen from the poll. But this is where it can get a bit tight, especially when we have similar results. In comparison to other motorsports, ours is a little bit more unpredictable. So we're not likely to pick each other's results because you can literally have, Marty win if you wanted to. But for my third position, Can I just
say first?
Yeah.
If you pick one of mine, I am bold calling it up. All right, because if you're going to steal one of mine, I'm making bold calls. Let's just say that.
Yeah. So the order it goes is
who's in third, Kyle?
Yeah, I get third, then you get your third second, and then my second, my first, your first. So the order is a bit whoa. But for my third, I feel like there's a big drum roll coming because we've been saying, here's my third. I'm going for Jake Dennis. I think that his motivation this weekend is going to be that he wants to win at the race. Whether he can with the speed of those Porsche cars, I don't know. I just think to get 2 back-to-back wins is unlikely, but I do think he's going to score high. So I'm going for Jake Dennis.
Right, so my third position, I've gone Pascal Wehrlein. I don't think he's going to convert the pole that I've given him. But obviously he might not even be pole, but I think he's going to finish third. That's it, really.
Yeah, it's very close grid at the moment. I think you're right, though. Anyone can win it. And with safety cars and crashes, anything can happen with the tap mode and stuff. So I think it's a good shout. He's going to be the top running anyway. Who have you got for your second position?
Second position, I've gone for my Energized Driver. I've gone for Dan Ticktum. Like you said earlier, he did everything so right in the build up to the race, and then the race happened and nothing went his way, and he had the rough end of the stick, as you said. And the reason I went for him, the reason I picked him for Energized is because I think he's going to get a podium, and so I slapped him in second. I didn't think he'd win it. I don't want to
It's a bit early in the season for that, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a bit early to be like, right, you're winning. So I just think, like you said, I think he was very unlucky last time out. He's proven that he's got pace, and hopefully he'll come second.
You're really doubling down on your points though, because obviously if he doesn't get those points,
I want to take maximum points, right? So this is why I'm making these calls, Kyle.
For my second position, I'm playing it a little bit safe. Someone who I know is going to be consistently at the front, and I've gone for Oliver Rowland. Again, I just feel that the Porsche is the fastest car, so I just don't want to put someone who's not with a Porsche powertrain in the lead of the race. I just honestly don't think he's got it. But Rowland is really consistent. He obviously won the championship last season from being consistent and obviously dropped off at the end. But I think it's the same. It's going to be the same again. He's just going to be scoring loads and loads and loads. I think he's always going to be in the top 5, so Oliver Rowland is my second position. And then for my first, I have gone for Pascal Wehrlein because it's a safe bet. I don't know, after watching him in Sao Paulo, he's really quick. So, and I just think that the pole time he did against Dennis was just a different league. Like, absolute different league. So, I'm going my gut. My gut says Wehrlein.
Yeah, it's a safe bet, isn't it? Picking Wehrlein for your podium, anywhere on the podium.
I think this early on, until we start really seeing the drivers, I think the first double header is where we're going to start seeing who's good and who's really good. And I'm never going to say bad because we don't like to give people the sticker of disapproval, even though we have depleted as our category.
No, we don't want to give anybody any wooden spoons anytime soon. We're very admirable of all the drivers on the grid, and one I'm certainly going to be admirable of this weekend is a favourite of one of ours. It's Felix da Costa.
Yes!
I've gone for him. I thought I'd try and bait you in thinking I was going to pick Gunther,
Yeah.
But I've gone Felix da Costa. I just think he'll just appear out of the blue. A bit like a Pokemon on Pokemon Go. You know when you're walking down the canal and you see like a random massive Pokemon appear? I think da Costa's going to do that.
We're going to need a book by the end of the season. Box of frogs when you're playing Pokemon Go.
Yeah, well, I was trying to think of an analogy where something just appears, and I think he's just gonna spawn in at the front.
He would have been a good call for Energized Driver actually, because it was only unfortunate that he got took out last race.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't doubt that. But so was my driver who I picked. So I could have picked either, to be honest. I could have picked him, but
it's a good shout. And he did. I can't remember if he won it last year. I know he beat Verline, but I don't know if he won it. I think he did, but
I didn't want to double down on him. But at the same time, I kind of have with Tictum. So it's a bit. I don't know. I just have an inkling.
It's Formula E, Corey. Anything can happen.
Yeah,
anything
honestly,
can happen.
Da Costa could wipe out all the field in turn one, and this video is pointless. Like we just made ourselves like brats for half an hour.
Spoiler for Miami. Who's your depleted driver, Corey? Da Costa. Yeah,
but no, I've not picked Gunther. I've not picked Gunther this week. He's not involved in my predictions this week.
No.
So yeah, I've gone da Costa.
We just don't want the commentary curse. I think is what we don't want for Gunther.
Well, that's
he did surprisingly well in Sao Paulo, getting some points, which he snuck in. He snuck in. I didn't see it.
Yeah.
It was only when we were talking about it after. I was like, when did Gunther get there?
Yeah, when we were watching the race, because I watched it at Kyle's house. We watched it together, didn't we? And when Gunther launched his attack mode, I was like, "Oh, here he comes! And then he did really well, didn't he? And then the safety cars kind of messed it up for everybody.
That race had everything. It was beautiful. What a great way to start the season. And it's at the year then start the season.
Right, yeah. So my the new one we're doing. The best team.
Yeah, because you're last place, we're giving you some pity points to go first. So,
pity points to go first. It's not really pity points. It's just, oh, here you go, Corey. You go first because you were really bad last time. Right, yeah, I get it. Right, I'll tell you who's not going to be bad this time. Jaguar TCS Racing. They are my pick for number one.
Do you know what? I'm impressed.
I know you're fuming because you're a Jag fan, and I know you've got them written down. So you're going to have to pick somebody else, Kyle, because I've gone Jaguar, because Antonio Felix da Costa races for Jaguar, and I've got him winning. So I thought, I'm not going to pick anybody else. I'm picking the winning team from the winning driver that I've picked. So I picked Jaguar TCS Racing, Kyle. I hope you have written down your reserve.
Thinking about your results, that you've just gone all on black. If you're in the casino, you've just gone all on black on all the drivers.
Oh yeah, you've got to. You don't want to be mixing and matching your wagers. You want to be you want to be adamant. You want to be confident, and that's exactly what I've done with Jaguar TCS Racing this weekend.
I've
gone for Felix da Costa. Yeah, I've gone Felix da Costa, Kyle. He is winning. He's my number one. I've gone Jaguar TCS Racing simply because I picked da Costa to win. I think it's hard for a team to win unless both get on the podium. If your race winner doesn't, exactly. Like say like Tictum and Marty were second and third, then Cooper Kiro would have been my pick. But I think because I haven't picked two the same team for the podium, I've just gone for the winning driver's constructor. So I've gone Jaguar.
Do you know, I love this show because we write our predictions down on paper, and I feel like that wasn't my first choice. They were my second choice, but now I just feel like, I want to be bold.
I forced your hand
I just want to be a bit bold now. I feel like I'm going to throw the paper out the window, and I'm going to be bold. And I'm actually going to go for Andretti. Like, go on, boys. They're winning the championship now. You know,
Deep down, by the way, Kyle does not want Andretti to win. He wants Jaguar to win.
I don't mind Jake Dennis, and I don't mind Drogovic. So, you know, and I think they did superb. What did they? I think actually, yeah, they're still top. They would have been miles ahead if they hadn't been disqualified. Because I think Drogovic got he did overtaking in the safety car and got dropped out, but they're still top. And I just think, you know what, that let's I think they're going to keep going with this. You know, they're near America and all that. Why not?
See, I thought you were going to go for Porsche because you've got Wehrlein winning and Muller pole. So
That's who I wrote. That's who I wrote.
Yeah, I thought you were going to go Porsche because you've got one starting high up and then you've got one winning. So I thought, I thought you were going to pick Porsche, but yeah.
No, it's exciting.
That's not a bad shout,
yeah.
Andretti. Honestly, it could be any of it. It could be Lola Yamaha for all we know, like Degrassi and Maloney. You never know. I know I sound like an idiot, but you know what I mean. You can't. It's hard to pick. Like you look at the constructor standings, and there's two on the same points.
Yeah,
like
it's crazy.
And
the two that are at the bottom shouldn't even be at the bottom. And at the end of the episode, precisely. I'm going to play my preview for Mexico, which I made for the book launch, which I'll come to as we can conclude this episode. But yeah, I think it's absolutely chaos, and I hate how it always leaves us. Like, you have to have the first race, then you have to have Christmas, New Year, and then we get the second round, and it's kind of like, oh, right, we're through the long December. Pauses. Yeah, we're through December. I think that's one of the longest. There is like a season break mid-season, but like this season is pretty nice. So, and to sort of conclude and welcome everybody to 2026, I have made this lovely journal, which is inspired by this show. Yes, me and Jack from Formula E Zone had worked over Christmas and basically made a journal for you all to basically see the track data, have your predictions, and it's the same questions: pole position, Energized Driver, Depleted Driver, pick your podium, and the winning team. So no pity points for buying the book though. And then for any of you statologists, if that's the real term, you can fill in the results as well of all the races and keep track of the whole season.
Statologists.
Yeah, why not?
A word?
I think it is now.
Statisticians.
It is now, but yeah.
Statologists. Okay.
This is available on Amazon. You can purchase it pretty much in most regions. So obviously, yeah, we've tried to make it.
Click the link below.
Yes, Corey. Click the link below. I'll even put a nice animated graphic of it here. But we've worked really hard. We've made it for the fans. And I really wanted it to tie into the show a bit, so hence why I got to put the predictions in. So it's better than our little scraps of paper, let's put it that way. But yeah, Mexico's going to be good if the results that we've said come out. So, and I wouldn't be shocked. I wouldn't be shocked if Lola Yamaha won. You never know, do you? It's Formula E.
Is it the week I don't put Gunther in and then he wins?
Well, that's it.
You know, it's. I'm going to be kicking myself if Gunther wins because I want him to win just based off episode 1. I feel like I've got a soft spot for him now, just because I randomly picked him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm supporting Jaguar TCS Racing this week because I want to win. I want to catch Kyle back up. I don't care who wins now, other than Da Costa, Tictum second, and Wehrlein third. Like, yeah, and yeah, I think it's going to be a cracker. I think we're. To be fair, they've set the bar high with Sao Paulo, haven't they? Yeah. And I think, you know.
And what an amazing track, because obviously it's Mexico City. It's got the amazing stadium section. They have changed the layout, I think, this year. Someone said in the comments that my book's already out of date because the layout's different. But nothing we can do about that. That's just print for you. But yeah, it's a good track. Last year we had the safety car. We've had some amazing moments. I think somebody spun and still got the fastest lap the one year. So on a quali lap, I think that was Gen 2. But yeah, there's a lot to play for. Obviously, thank you very much for watching this episode. If you want to get involved, please leave your predictions below, and we will announce the winner. I'm really scared when we start getting lots and lots of predictions because they do take a little bit of maths to work out. We're really gonna have to come up with a system if we do get more than 15 because they do take a while, but we do appreciate your support. We do appreciate you joining in with the show. Obviously, anything else you want to say before we go lights out in Mexico, Cole?
Not much really. Just leave your predictions below. Who do you think's got the better one out of me and Kyle? Are you team Corey? Because I hope you are. If you're team Kyle, then I hope you get your predictions wrong. But yeah, nah, yeah. Just leave your predictions down below. We look forward to looking at them as we did last time. And yeah, that's it. And happy New Year.
Yeah,
from me.
Happy New Year. And thanks for tuning in and enjoy this preview of the Mexico E-Prix.
Welcome to 2026 round 2. Mexican E-Prix, Dennis on top. Yeah, momentum true. Shockwave still rolling from Brazil's debut. Another surprise, nobody said, hey, 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 hey. Season already bending shape, hey, 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 hey. Second race and tables could turn. Championship lessons, fast to learn.
No points for Kiro, silence for Jaguar. While Lola Yamaha breakthrough history made.